that painting?
Oh, the
My
one
colon's
Dillard
been
did?
acting up today.
That was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And Mark Anthony sniped it from me. Because, you saw me bidding.
Yeah, I know. I got joy in that.
All right, hold on. All right, everybody. All right, you all be quiet for a second. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Comics Presents. This is the artist Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. And once again, you are joining us for the Hero Hour. I am once again joined by a couple of cadre of crazy individuals. Of course, I have Avery Butterworth, longtime friend and colorist and artist extraordinaire, who's fantastic. Say hi, Avery.
Hi, Avery.
And in the wings, we have two people that are just going to be voices in the darkness this evening. We have the uncanny Kodiak.
He's peeing.
Oh, geez. He had to go.
He said that.
Yeah, I know, but I figured he'd be back by now. Peeing doesn't take that long, but well. And then, of course, we have the New Yorker from down under, the Mambo King himself, Todd.
That was so awful.
Hey, Todd.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah,
hello.
You. Hey, Tosspot, how's it going?
How are you? How are you tonight?
So I'm driving.
Are you doing
this
good?
evening? I'm driving this evening.
No.
And I get another credit card scam. I get another credit card scam.
Does it feel good?
And I finish the call, and I turn back on the radio. And on the radio, I turned it to my wife's channel, which is like 80s, 90s, and more type, easy listening. And it had one of the songs that I like to sing to. And I'm like, this is the song I'm going to sing next time they call. Because I've already done the "You Never Close." I've already sung that song.
Was it One Direction?
No, it wasn't One Direction. It was, now that you ask me, I'm blanking. God dang it. What was the song?
I know what song it was.
No, it was.
It's "I'm Too Sexy for My Show."
No. It was.
So
well,
sexy,
it
hurts.
There was also the Prince song "Kiss," and the Kiss, the Prince song "Kiss." If you sing along to it, even if you have a horrible singing voice, it still works for the song.
Kiss.
Exactly. But if you never mind. I'm not going to sing right now. But
thank God.
I was singing in the car. I was having a really good time. And next time a credit card scammer calls me, because they called me 4 times today. 4 times. They don't give up.
No, never.
And what's so funny is they recognize my voice and they recognize the number, so they start screwing with me right away. And it's like, guys, stop calling. I mean, that's the solution to this problem.
I think they just really like you.
I think they do too. That's why I'm going to
start. I think they found your YouTube channel and they're just.
Yeah, I don't think they found the YouTube channel yet.
They want attention.
Oh, but I picked this up this evening, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Avery gave me an idea.
Wait, what's the cover? What limit? Show the cover again.
It's Frankenstein. It's
What's that about?
He gave me an idea about doing dramatic readings, and my thought is to add sketching to it, add a speed drawing to it. So
you can't have my idea.
I told you I'm making it into my own idea.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to be here in a few months anyway.
What are you doing in a few months? Where are you going to be?
He's talking about YouTube.
Yeah.
He's not going to be on YouTube in a few months.
No.
Why?
Work.
He's got to get back. He's got to work. He's got to make more money than I'm paying him.
Yeah, I gotta go back to a day job.
I thought you had a day job.
A full-time day job.
Oh, okay.
Like 50, 60 hours a week.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah, you know the thing I did a year and a half ago?
No.
Guys, I am so happy. We got a weekend starting tomorrow. We got a short week. The next week is a short week. I mean, I'm just really excited about that.
Happiness is for losers.
Happy? How are you happy? I'm depressed. We're losing Avery.
We're not losing Avery.
We lost Avery years ago.
Yeah.
Well, but this now that was gonna come out mean, and it wasn't gonna be intentional. So I stopped.
Well, Kodiak, to be honest with you, even if we lose Avery, we got a Kodiak.
Kodiak sucks.
Well, we weren't going to tell you
draw.
That. True.
If you ever seen him in real life, you might run. Dude's a freak.
That's true.
Look at how long he stayed a fan of Doug TenNapel. This guy's a creep.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You were trying, dude. Your nature is to be nice and give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, it's true.
But my nature is F
Yeah.
people, dude. There's,
You know what we need to do, guys? We need to have like a drunk cast.
As soon as I smell a rat, dude, I kick people through the curb.
We need to do a drunk cast where Andrew is the only sober one.
That would be really, really easy to do.
I'll start.
Are you drinking this evening?
I might start. I don't know. I mean, I'm a lightweight. I only have like a whiskey or two a night.
Guess what I found out my son likes? Bourbon.
Huh?
My wife came to me and said, "Do you know your son drinks bourbon?" And I went, "Really?" She says, "Yeah, he's got a bottle that he's been nursing for a while."
Slip it in your eggnog. Did you know that Andrew had never had
neat? I don't know what neat means. Is that like no ice cubes? He
it's
likes
dry.
it neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just pour it from the bottle and go. I'm actually
That's
kind of
Cecil stuff right there, buddy.
Yeah. I'm kind of is it on the wagon or off the wagon?
On the wagon.
I'm on the wagon right now for health reasons. Just kind of like I'm about to, the 1st of December, I'm going to start a water fast, a very controlled, healthy one, by the way. But not really a water fast. It's got other things in it sometimes. But yeah, I'm about to try something. I've been working out, dude. My left arm, I can't even lift a 25-pound weight. My other arm, I can still lift the 45s and above. My right arm, but whatever I told you, remember I told you guys I pinched a nerve or whatever in my left arm, dude. I can barely lift a 25-pound weight, and it's small. It's a small. So I don't know what I did to myself, but.
So do you guys want me to spoil Frozen 2 for you?
No.
You realize no one here cares.
Well, I was curious about something. I did notice from the commercial, they went total girl led cast, right? Or did they? I mean, it's already kind of thing, which is okay, but did they go into the SJW zone?
No, not really. I mean, the two sisters are the main characters, and they have their entourage of guys, and they're all important in the movie, but it's I hate to say it, that when we left the movie, my son and I were commenting on the things that happened, and all I kept thinking is the same thing: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, there's so many things that are just exactly like the first movie. I mean, exactly like the first movie, except the fact that
in a good way or a bad way.
In a fine way. I mean, they didn't break new ground or anything.
They just followed the same formula and gave you more of what you. Okay.
Yeah,
well, I'm gonna eventually have to watch it because 5 kids. But.
Well, yeah. Well, the one thing I was looking for is the good guy who turned out to be the bad guy, and it happened. It just wasn't who I expected it to be, which was a nice twist. But there was that was in there. There was the one song that is supposed to be the memorable song, and this time it really isn't. And and Olaf got his song, and what's his name, the guy, Christoph, got a song. Dude, it was so freaking funny because it was like watching an 80s music video, his whole song, and it was just really funny. If you, as an adult who lived through the 80s, it was hilarious. Kids, so they'll see it, are not going to get the jokes, but you guys would. So it was fun. I recommend it for anybody who has kids. If you don't have kids, go out and get some kids and then go see the movie.
Go out and get some kids.
Yeah. You can't go by yourself. That's just not. That's just right. Could you guys imagine
all the things
Avery?
We could clip on you just to make you seem like such a creep if we wanted to?
It wouldn't be hard, would it?
Oh.
Somebody was supposed to say it. That's what she said.
Yeah, we're too weirded out, bro.
Okay, well, it was fun. It was a good movie.
I disavow.
Whatever. You're going to have to go see it. You're going to have to go see it multiple. Not only are you going to have to go see it, No, you probably won't have to see it because your
I
kids
got
are still
Disney
young.
Plus. I got Disney Plus and Andrew Charper's Voodoo account.
Yeah, well. Do you know what? I don't have Frozen on my Voodoo account. I own it, and I just don't have it on the account. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it disappeared or if I never put it on there or what, but I'm going to have to go out and rebuy Frozen so that I can add it back on.
I wouldn't go see it even if I had kids.
Yeah, you would. You'd be forced to.
No, I wouldn't.
Your kids would make you take them to go see the movie.
No, that's not possible.
See, that's what you don't understand, the grip of children.
Trust me, I couldn't make my parents do anything like that when I was a kid if they didn't want to do it. It was awesome.
I went to the comic book shop today.
Andrew doesn't understand poverty.
So I went to the comic shop today, and the number. So and the shop that I went to, it's not the. It used to not be the best. So they're more. They've transferred over to like mostly graphic novels in
Okay.
one shop. So it's like floor to ceiling graphic novels all around. They moved into a new space. Beautiful store. Tons of graphic novels. I was absolutely impressed. I could have easily spent another hour or two there, but wife and kids. Their comic selection is kind of like it's not the best. You know what I mean? Like they get some things, they don't get other things. It's kind of like a mismatch of stuff.
Yeah.
Like they have like 6 months worth of weird comics on their stack. So, it's not the best. But one of the things that they had that was fully stacked, like 10, 15 issues deep. In fact, they had an entire rack dedicated top and bottom. So four rows, about 4 foot tall display. Guess what their number one comic that they are pushing is the number one line
of comics. Would we be able to figure this out, or is this a trick question?
No trick question. It's a genuine question. You might be able to figure it out. I think you might be surprised.
Power Rangers.
They think that's selling like crazy.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
No, good guess.
Power Rangers was my first guess.
Well, I was talking about a line, not just an issue.
Oh, well, there's a line of Power Ranger comics, but okay.
Fair.
It's not G.I. Joe, is it?
It was True Believers.
True Believers?
Yes.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know True Believers?
No.
Those dollar comics they reprint?
Oh, really?
Yes. There's enough of them now. To where there's an entire shelf. Not just Marvel. DC has a bunch of dollar comics now too. DC re-released the Batman Kelly book with the Bane breaking his back, and Death of Superman is $1. Watchmen #1 is $1. They've just taken the best comics and just basically resold them for $1. And they're doing so well, at least at this one comic shop. There's one comic shop that doesn't really buy that many books.
Yeah.
Stacked up on them. And I ended up picking up Uncanny X-Men, the one with Bishop, first appearance of Bishop. I got an X-Men, Andy Kubert one. Then I picked up Hit Girl with Goran Parlov because, I like Goran Parlov's work.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a ton of them, dude. They had some Dale Keown, Hulks. I mean, there's a whole bunch of them now.
Wow, that's really cool.
I was like, oh man, they should just fill up your shop with this. I would have bought a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, well, I have the actual issues, so.
Well, yeah, so do I. Well, that's the problem. I can still find those in like dollar bins. You can get the original ones for $1 if you're willing to look. Or you're willing to go to Andrew's comic shop located at Beach Boulevard Flea Market.
Yeah. Actually, I do have some comics for this evening. Actually, what's so sad? Oh, hold on a second. Hey, Rick, how's it going, man?
Good. Yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. So, how did you do on the
I'll be back, guys.
Ordered?
All right, Todd.
Came in tied for 4th.
Oh, okay.
I voted for you.
Was there?
Thank you. Yeah, I was on Fan Edition. I didn't let too many people know. I
didn't
only
know.
do
I missed it completely. Sorry about that, bro.
Oh, no problem.
I just caught the message to go vote in the DM group, and I voted.
Yeah, I figured let's see how I do. With very little people knowing I'm going on.
So what was the subject?
Proud of you.
Sega.
Oh, see, I wouldn't have been able to. There was a convention. Avery. Oh, okay. Sonic. Well, Sonic. Yeah. Okay. There you go. See, I would have stumbled. I would have known what to draw. I went to a convention one time. It was a small convention. Avery, I think you were there. It was one of the geek shows, and they did this draw along contest where they threw out ideas and everybody had to draw something, and they did video games, and I utterly and completely blanked. And when they came to me, I was like, I have got nothing. I didn't do a single drawing because I had no idea what to draw. Because I
don't remember that.
You couldn't have drawn Mario or
I was,
Donkey Kong?
Dude, I was blanking so hard. I even considered doing a Pac-Man, and actually one of the other artists did Pac-Man, but I was like, I just could not for the life of me come up with something to draw. So needless to say, I really let people down, and I'm really sorry about that. And if you were there at that show, I'm thoroughly sorry.
Well, you've let us all down right now too.
Actually, I had a couple that came into the store this past weekend, and they bought one of my old sketchbooks, and they told me that they have known about me since the Comic Geek Speak days. And I'm like, oh wow, that's so totally cool. That was a long, long time ago.
What the heck is a Comic Geek Speak?
It was a podcast. A bunch of guys did a show, weekly. Actually, it became daily at one point, a daily show about comics. They did interviews, reviews, and all sorts of stuff. And for their 100th episode, they did a special thing where they invited some artists to come down. And the 100th episode was pretty cool. And they did a 200th episode. Well, the big one that they did was the 300th episode. And actually, Todd and I, these guys are in Pennsylvania, by the way. Todd, I drove up from Florida. I went to New York, picked up Todd, and then we drove to Pennsylvania and went to their 300 event. And the 300 event was so big that the next year they did an actual convention. And it was a very nice, it was a small, I think they did conventions for 3 years, and it was great. It was fantastic. But it was all the guys that ran the show. I mean, that put on the show and their families. And it was very much a close knit community of people. And at one of the shows, I took pre-ordered sketches requests, and I had some 80 sketches at one point. This was during the Blackest Night crossover, so I had a whole bunch of requests for, different colored lanterns of some really crazy combinations. Somebody asked for a Donkey Kong, a yellow lantern Donkey Kong. Another person asked for like an orange lantern Starscream.
Man, I hear Artist Alley. All you guys that have been to Artist Alley talk about horror stories of the things people want to
sometimes people want some really weird stuff, and sometimes you just go ahead and do it because you need the money.
Yeah.
Trust me,
Elliot's talked about it a lot, and he gets some weird ones.
There was a New York show where a guy came up to me and Avery, and he wanted sketch cards drawn of Twilight characters, and we both were like, we really need the money, so we did it. So Avery actually produced a really nice one. Mine was.
It didn't look like the person.
It didn't look like the person, but the guy was happy.
Like trying to do a likeness on a sketch card is not easy.
Yeah. But needless to say, yeah, that happens. You don't know the trials and tribulations until you do it.
What's that?
Set up at Artist Alley and try to make money.
Oh yeah. Only idiots do that.
It's embarrassing.
Sometimes it's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It's utterly humiliating. I have nothing. I have almost nothing but negative experiences.
Yeah, I was about to say I do notice that their opinions do vary on that thing, from everything ranging to hatred of it to never do it again.
If you think the idea of a good fun weekend is to sit in a hard chair at a table and try to make back the money you put into getting the table in the first place,
Done
that's your idea. If that's
and your food and your hotel.
Yeah.
Well,
I do notice the people who do like it are somebody that's at one time had some kind of comic book connection where they might have even had something get paid for them so they could do it on somebody else's dime. So
yeah.
I mean, there was a time it was really, really good for the popular guys because they would just sell tons of art, tons of sketches. The really popular guys, a lot of times they're there pretty much for free.
Yeah,
and they also, that's when prints became prevalent and people were doing prints all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I hated doing prints. I hated the idea of it.
They never sold for me.
No. Well, the ones I did, they ended up selling, but I always hated it every time. But then again, I sold them really cheap because, I printed them real cheap. $2 for a print because I didn't like them to begin with.
Yeah. Oh, better than nothing. You got a new person, I think, in the chat. Moose Facts.
Moose Facts. Oh, hey, Moose. Moose sheds their antlers for the winter. Moose start to grow their antlers in the late spring or summer. Oh, okay. I get it. Moose Facts. Yeah. Dillard, you can jump in if you want.
Dillard in the house.
I'm gonna say hi to Tosspot if he's still listening. It's been a while since I've seen him in a chat, so.
He was here for another stream earlier. I don't remember when, but I don't keep track. You guys, it's so difficult to keep track. But whew, I am very happy that the weekend's here.
Anybody in the panel ever do a water fast or a juice fast or any kind of fast?
Yes and yes.
You've done juice fast and water fast?
No, I did a no carb fast, which
is like keto, right?
Well, I did it for lowering my blood sugars, and it worked really well.
How long did you do it for?
2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
And it literally killed me. I was almost dead at the end of it. So
I've been doing keto since February.
Oh, really? How's that working out for you?
It's awesome. I lost 40 pounds so far.
How's the mental functions? Did you notice that it kind of amped up, or?
It's way better. I'll tell you. I mean, the reality is like there's a couple tricks to it. I also do intermittent fasting, so I don't. My first meal is basically lunch.
Right. His wife doesn't think he's a man anymore. He's lost the ability. Well,
that's not true.
Especially not on
a. Yeah, I mean, you want me to talk about it?
You get in shape and lose weight, dude. That thing goes on steroids.
What's up, Mr. Dillard?
Yeah,
what's going on, big guy?
You came just in time. I have some comics to share.
Oh, hold on. Well, wait a minute. So basically,
Okay.
I mean, Kodiak, you want me to tell you about it?
Go ahead.
No, tell him about it later. That's not what this show's about. That isn't. That is
right.
Absolutely
this sugar's
not
about
what this show is
I
about.
knew that. I was like,
Well, let me do my comics, and then you can talk about that stuff. Okay.
God.
By the way, Dillard, that's a fantastic looking sketch or painting. I wish I owned it, but some really mean guy out there swiped it out from underneath me.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was just getting into the bidding process. I was $8, $13, and then he sweeps in and gets it for $80. It's like, damn it!
You're priming the pump, is what you're.
Yeah, exactly.
What did I miss?
Oh, I was selling this on Rick's auction, and somebody came in and bought it out from under Andrew.
Yeah, especially after I said I didn't get paid till next week, and
Put it,
You know?
on the big screen. Share it, Andrew.
Well, you know that
Yeah, I'll share it real quick. Hold
you
on.
know, I know that you're good for it. You should have just bid anyway.
Well,
Oh
He's
my
not good for
gosh,
it. Don't
that
give him
did-
anything.
no. I'm
Well,
not.
I know that. I know. I'm giving him a hard time.
Oh, that is
No.
awesome, dude.
To be honest with you, I see this as like the like the sketch, you know, just
I
the
like
layout. So I expect him to do something even better for his next version.
I like how you can tell it's a Dillard, but he did tap in, and he does this with other things. He taps into. He can tap in. He can mimic. You know what I mean? He taps into the Andrew of the piece, right? But it's still Dillard.
Well, I
You feel me?
absolutely love the face. I love the eyes. I love the nose. I love the tail. I mean, there's so much about it I like.
Yeah, that was a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's excellent.
But
This
Dillard
is,
sucks.
Yeah,
so.
but this is nowhere near finished. So.
Yeah.
This is only about maybe 25% finished. So.
Yeah, this one Dillard sold this last night on the auctions, which are now moved to Thursdays.
Yes, Tosspot. This is Shiro's brother.
Move to Thursdays.
Shiro.
Shiro's brother.
Yeah, that's right.
I used to hate that dude because I was a little brother, and everywhere I'd go, I'd always be Frank's brother. Oh God, I hated it. But I got ego, you know.
I never had a little brother. Would have liked to have had a little brother. I had a little sister.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah, I'm so glad somebody finally took her up and
What is this
Gave her a
going on
nice
with
title.
Arthur's icon? This is not what I drew. Why is this all mixed up?
what?
Kodiak's icon is all like neon and raved out. That's not the icon that I drew.
I'll explain.
Yeah. Explain
So-
later. I got a live stream to put
come
on.
on. Well, let me. Well,
Your stream is no fun, you dictator.
He's a dictator.
Moose Fact says
Potato
moose,
head.
moose are naturally gifted swimmers. I think I knew that one.
Somebody crashed.
No, I
All
had
right,
to move
well.
my paint box to the floor.
Did a
That's
cat
a nice
knock it over?
picture
'Cause
of
that's usually-
Dazzler, but that rogue looks like dog poo.
Well, this is okay.
Isn't that old lady rogue?
No, this is from
I have that issue.
82. 82.
I think I
Yeah.
have
Do
that.
that.
You had this one?
Yeah.
Dillard
Frank Springer
Springer.
I picked it up
and
in
Vince
the-
Coletta. Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, actually, let me show you guys something. I was actually flipping through this issue, and do you guys recognize that face?
Yeah.
No.
That's the one that they used for the advertisement for the Fall of the Mutants, where it said Muty on it.
Oh yeah.
That was the panel for Dazzler.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
Do you know
Yeah.
what your children are?
Yeah, exactly. That was it. All right, we got a couple Daredevils. We have a Daredevil 281. This is a fantastic John Romita Jr.
That Daredevil run is my all-time favorite John Romita Jr. run.
And this is
that style is like he just had it and he just left it.
this is look. There's this one splash page in here where it's just him like standing outside of a window, just listening in.
Creeper.
Good that is, man.
Before or after he broke his wrist?
This is well before. That didn't happen till much later. But
That would suck. Is that what happened?
yeah.
Yeah, that's a different.
And then I got a
that
Daredevil
cover though, right there.
293. This is a fantastic cover, and of course it's Lee Weeks
Weeks.
because Lee Weeks is awesome, and
Dude,
Lee Weeks did the interior.
I
Dude,
know.
this is-
Okay, it took me a moment. There's a card of that, right? Where because I've seen that, but I've never seen it blacked out like that.
So it's Daredevil and the Punisher taking on Tombstone and the Taskmaster
Mm-hmm.
by Lee Weeks.
That must have been like the Punisher cards must have lightened it up some.
Yeah,
Because-
well,
That's
fantastic.
amazing.
Is there
I
is there
love
a
it
good
blacked out like
good
that.
full page splash in that Daredevil? Find a good page to show.
Well, let me see.
Look at that.
This is part where he trips the Taskmaster, right? And then Taskmaster's like, okay, I'll do the same thing, and trips him. And then Daredevil kind of realizes that Taskmaster is copying everything he does. So he uses his radar sense, realizes there's a car coming. So he does this backflip. And the Taskmaster's like, oh, I can do that too. So the Taskmaster does it, and he goes, ta-da! And then he gets hit by the damn car because Daredevil set him up. That's just nice. Just nice.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Splat.
I was about to say Splat.
And then he became Splato.
What issue is that?
I don't think there are any splash pages in here. 293 from
Like Rip Piper throwing a diaper against a windshield wiper.
1991. That's gross, man. All right, now we're gonna move on. Got a couple issues of Warlord.
I needed that.
Issue 60 by Mike Grell and 61 by Mark Grell. Hold on just a quick second. All right, sorry. Oh, this was the detective issue I was telling you guys about. $5.99. It's got a Dennis Cowan cover, and the interior was also done by Dennis Cowan, which is nice. It's okay. But check out this pinup. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this one before, but check out that Mike Mignola pinup.
Oh wow,
That's wicked.
That
Yep.
that is so fantastic.
I think
And
I
what's
have
funny
an issue.
is you got the Joker, you got the Penguin, and Two-Face. I guess they're holding this guy up. I guess he's a civilian because he doesn't look like anybody I recognize.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming he's just a regular guy. It's not a meeting of four bad guys.
That's
So.
Matches Malone right there.
Well, no, with the matches person is the Penguin. But that's a really nice pinup, and I like that. We got a random issue of Invincible, number 131. The Avengers, ghost starring Spider-Woman, The Mystery of Jessica Drew, featuring Doctor Strange, Tigra, and The Shroud. Wow,
Look at that
very
pretty
cool.
artwork. Just so
Al
clean.
Milgram and Joe Sinnott. So, nice Avengers issue. Got a Ghost Rider number 5. This is Jim Lee cover, but it's what's his name? Javier Saltares and Texiera on the inside. This relaunch.
What did Tex ink him?
Yeah, Tex inked him.
He does a good job on inking people too.
This was a fantastic series, especially bringing back the Ghost Rider in this new look. This is the look that went on to become the look of the movie, you know, and the movies, I should say. And supposedly they're bringing this back. They're bringing back the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, so we'll see. Have one of the issues from Vision and the Scarlet Witch. This is a limited series that came out. This is the one where I showed you guys the interior, one of the other issues, and even though it's Rick Leonardi, it doesn't look anything like Rick Leonardi. I mean, there's some Rick Leonardi to it, but there's some heavy inks in this, but still, it's very cool. Got an issue of the Omega Man. This is number 37. I'm working on trying to put together a set of this. I actually remember this issue from when I was a kid reading it, but it's got a backup story with Lobo, and his partner. And it's just like, there's not a lot of stuff that it's just a visual thing, but it's Keith Giffen. It's pretty cool. But this is back when Lobo had purple hair and wore a pink outfit. And yeah. Check this out. Barry Windsor Smith Machine Man. This was a 4-issue limited series that came out back in the 80s.
Yeah, I've got those. Those are some of my all-time favorite covers.
I remember seeing these on the stand, but I never.
What year?
84.
Oh man,
But,
that must have. Yeah.
Hey, look, there she is. Oh, maybe it wasn't this cover. Maybe it wasn't that image, but it looked just
They're
like that
close.
image. Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
close. There you go. Dazzler the movie, number 1. But I remember this being a difficult series to find back then, you know? I think it's because Barry Windsor Smith was like at the prime of what he was doing, and this was a very sought-after miniseries.
Look at that cover.
I know.
Yeah, the
Fantastic.
detail on that cover.
It looks like it definitely inspired the late 80s
No
movies.
way.
This one is one that Todd
comics.
Avery will remember.
No, dude, I might need to get that from you.
Siphons by art by Mark Beecham. This was an artist that we met at a convention, and he was very inspiring to a lot of us. But he had a very Neil Adams.
Yeah, he's like a dirty Neil Adams.
Oh yeah, very much a dirty
Um,
Neil
But I
Adams.
mean that as perverted.
Kodiak, he was the guy that I showed you was drawing the women and Mark Texiera's Wolverine.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean,
This
look
is
at that.
him.
Oh, you can definitely see that.
He
It was him. Texiera and Michael Bear had a studio.
yeah. But Mark Beecham, I wouldn't say he was the most talented, but when it came to drawing women,
He was the most
he
talented.
was the most talented.
Yeah.
And so I found this issue and was like, oh man.
Didn't you say Tex actually went to him to kind of help him with learn how to draw women?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you see some of his women and some of the shading.
Look
that
at
he
that,
does.
dude.
Try to get away with that now. Oh my God.
That's
people
why it's
would
not in
die.
comic. He wouldn't pull back.
Yeah.
No, he would not pull back.
Would not pull back. So he stopped getting work.
Yep. Oh, check it out. Spider-Man 2099, the original
Nice.
series. This is issue
Nice.
number 2.
I
actually
have that.
I'm looking to put together a set, but this is the series that made Rick Leonardi like a household name. You would have thought Black Suited Spider-Man would have done it, or Cloak and Dagger would have done it, but no, it was Spider-Man 2099 is what really made him stand out to a lot of people.
Yeah, I've got that issue.
I loved his X-Men fill-in issues.
Yeah, me too. But I got a random small issue. This is number 17. This is a Greg Capullo issue. Back when Greg Capullo was still developing his style.
McFarlane
was-
did the ink, so right?
I think so. Let me look. Inks by Mark Pennington.
Oh wow. Okay.
Grant Morrison did the story. Greg Capullo penciled and Mark Pennington inked, which means McFarlane didn't do crap on this issue. Oh, well. All right. Spider-Man number 16, the last Todd McFarlane Sideways issue with him with Spider-Man versus X-Force. It's always a good seller. Another random issue of Invincible number 114. 2 issues of Gotham City Garage. This is a comic series that was based on a statue line. They did these statue lines with different characters in muscle cars and motorcycles and all. And somebody said, "Hey, let's do a comic book series." And yeah, well, that's about as far as it got. But I don't know. Somebody out there might be interested. This is issue 6 and issue 7. Classic Marvel fanfare with George Perez and doing the Black Widow.
I have that one somewhere.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Not as
Actually,
clean as that.
this series, this story was like 4 or 5 issues, but I think George did most of the art. I don't think he. Oh, look at this, the Rick Leonardi portfolio. I swear, guys, I don't plan this. This just happens. But look at that Iron Man. That's fantastic. This is 83. Rick Leonardi from 1983.
That Silver Surfer is badass.
That is cool.
Oh,
Storm
that
looks
Storm.
awesome. And Thor looks pretty cool.
Is it Heroes? or
Oh,
Jet?
wow. Look how simple that is and how beautiful it is at the same time.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Dude, there's so much expression in that. And you don't,
that probably took a long time to get that right, though.
Yeah.
It looks simple, but it doesn't look like it was simple. You know what I mean?
Yep. Got
I
another.
want you to. That's cool that you got another Warlord because that segues. Keep a lookout. I think Art T. Bear said he got his start on that book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I got to go
It's
back.
not
and
on
check.
this one.
Okay.
This is a great detective, issue 603. This is
Classic.
Norm Breyfogle, and this is probably a very, very fun issue. This issue was probably my first exposure to the demon, Etrigan, and through it, he's rhyming the entire time, and it's just hilarious. Some of the rhymes that he does.
To this day, Breyfogle's Detective Comics run is like the only Batman I can stand outside of like Frank Miller, and I don't know why that is.
Well, Jim
Man.
Aparo, I didn't like
Jim
him when I was a kid, but I've definitely
Aparo
learned
is
to
fantastic. Yeah.
really appreciate him in later years. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that too. Jim Aparo and Breyfogle is about it for Batman.
There's some stuff from the late 70s that's pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. The Irv Novak stuff.
I like from the fact that I've downloaded a whole bunch and remind myself there's this real simplistic there's a lot of people that are real simplistic with Batman, and it works. Like on the Legends of the Dark Knight and stuff like that. They have almost a who's the guy that does the Daredevil run that you guys love?
Lee Weeks
No,
or John Romita Jr.
no. One more. Try again. He
David
was on.
Mazzucchelli?
Yeah, Mazzucchelli. It's got almost when they do this almost just simple but great. You know, just tell the story. No big that works with Batman too as well.
Yeah. This is an issue of Spidey #1. They tried to do something different. They tried to make a kid-friendly Spider-Man book. Nick Bradshaw was on the art for like the first couple issues, and this is issue #1, and it's really fantastic. It's beautiful, clean Art Adams inspired artwork, but it didn't last very long. And of course, I skipped G.I. Joe Special Missions #22. Harrow County, which by the way is fantastic. If you've never gotten a chance to read it, it's a Dark Horse horror book, very much in line with some of like Mike Mignola stuff and so forth. But it's just the art's beautiful, the story's great. I found several issues of these much later on and just loved it. So anytime I see some, I pick them up. This is issue 9 and issue 12. I look forward.
I've never heard of it. How deep did it go?
I think there was a second series at one point, but I don't remember how long it went. But it's a really good. The art's great, the story's great, and it's a highest recommendation. Harrow County, highest recommendation. Got the 6th and the final issue of the Reborn series. This one's actually a little bit more beat up than I'd like it to be, but oh well. For a buck comic, people can handle that. But don't want to spoil it for anybody. I got an issue of Dan Panogia's Slots. This is issue #3. If I find any more of these, I'll pick them up because Dan Panogia, his art, even though the guy's a dick, his art is, fantastic.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Let's see. House of Whispers. This is part of the Vertigo relaunch of the Sandman universe. I picked up, I think, the first issue of this, and it was okay, but I didn't pick up any others. So when I see them, I'll grab them, just because somebody out there might be interested in them.
I found out what that issue of Detective Comics I'm always looking for is from like 1979. It's issue 481, and the artwork that I dig is by Marshall Rogers.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Dude,
I'll look that up and keep an eye out for it.
Oh, it's like a $10 book.
Hey, you never know. I find some really great stuff.
Let me show you this one page from it. It's like one of the pages that really got me.
Well, this is the last comic. Let me show off the last comic.
Show the last comic.
It's an issue of Warlord, issue #85.
I didn't say you had to be right now.
Okay.
It's a segue, cool. Andrew, a segue.
Yeah, but what a segue right in the middle of what I'm doing. But anyway.
Yeah, but what you're doing is boring us to tears.
Whatever. So it's over. It's done. So anybody out there is interested, these comics will be in my shop. This and a whole stack load of other comics will be in the shop this weekend. So
you can't ever let him finish, because if he finishes, he's going to get on something else that just can't be interrupted either.
I will find something that'll piss everybody off if you want me to.
Well, it's called your stream. We're already upset.
Yeah, I know. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for letting me do this.
No problem, man. A couple of those books are actually really good.
Yeah. These are great reader books,
Yeah, that's what I was saying the other day is you were finding a whole bunch of newer stuff. I like to see that it's back to the older stuff.
Check out this page, though, from 481 of Batman.
Oh, wow.
Dude, this, when I saw this, I picked this out of a quarter bin years ago.
Wow.
I don't think I've ever seen that one, or I've never read it.
It's this issue.
Okay.
It was $1, and it was from 1980 or 1979 or something.
Do that page again?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Detective Comics, what?
Private Eye.
481. Issue 481.
Can I just say how brilliant it is? Because
and
this is the kind of thing that would have killed seriously would have driven me mad, because I would have been like, okay, how do I get Batman legs?
Yeah.
And then you realize that the best way to do it is the way this guy did it, which is you just black out his body, his torso. So dope.
I believe in the Kelly Jones interview that Ethan did, when Kelly Jones holds up this Detective Comics, and one of the things that inspired him, I believe it was this issue. And I was like, I have that one. It's in my collection back at my parents'.
Oh, look at that. Holy crap.
Yeah, dude. And this is from the This is like the late 70s, early 80s. I believe late 70s.
78. So it's
Yeah.
December 78.
See-
So, yeah.
And it was $1 book then. It's thick, dude. It's 68 pages right here. No ads, cover to cover. Like that was an expensive book for the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's so good. Some of the other stories are a little like Robin trying on different weird costumes in another story. The Man Bat one's not bad, but this main story is friggin' the art is so awesome.
Very cool.
I'm going to be reading it tonight.
Yeah, it's so good. Yep,
That
here's
is
another
good.
page. I believe this is another page from it. It's fantastic. Okay, I'll stop.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I want that issue again. I want a good copy, the one that's in good shape.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep an eye out. You never know.
And any other ones by that guy.
Maybe you'll find it in the 50-cent bin and get it half off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's let me see. Remember the artist's name.
That's probably
Marshall Rogers.
that's probably one you'd find in like a dollar bin or a $2 bin or something. But
I don't know.
I don't think there's anything specific about it that you wouldn't be able to find it. You know.
Yeah, that's what kind of what I was gonna say is Batman Now. I heard a very popular, I can't remember who it was, but a very popular artist say, "Oh, they were put on the Batman books, and you got to be really big to get on a Batman book." I'm like, back even in the '90s when Batman was popular as crap, you still could find books that these nobodies were getting, and some of the best books and looking books you could find jewels and gems in there of artists. It's like, why are you gonna why start just giving Batman because it's Batman to only Jim Lee's and Greg Capullo's?
I think he had a run on Detective Comics. Marshall Rogers. I think I'm finding some other.
You want me to see if the issue after?
I don't know. I think that it should be special.
Yeah.
Getting on a Spider-Man or a Batman or a Superman. Like honestly, if I was a interior artist or something, and somebody tapped me for a Batman, or even an alternate universe like what they're doing with Gordon Murphy right now, like I would throw a party and I would go to like Party City and buy all the Batman themed napkins and plates and be like, you guys, guess what I got? You know what I mean? I think it should be special.
Yeah.
It's true. But I got to remember, they had other books they could put people in. They didn't put people on like Detective Comics. They put them on like, one of the other Bat books. Like
they put them on, they used to like, they would put top people on Detective and Batman.
Yeah. But they would put like not nobodies, but people kind of get in their way on like Dark Knight and Shadow of the Bat and stuff like that.
Yeah, Legends of the Dark Knight and Shadow of the Bat.
Yeah. Here's a near mint copy of that issue, $45.
Yeah, even that's not too bad.
Yeah, he wasn't in the one before or after, so he might have a. Oh, that's a weird looking Clayface. Yeah. Now about my, I wanted a little bit of a change, but I wanted to stay with the recognizable thing. And I wanted to stay with Dillard's artwork on my avatar. So I just threw it in Procreate and just kind of like changed an outfit. And I flipped him too, so that he's looking towards whatever message I'm sending, so that it's still Dylan's artwork, just a little altered by me in color and whatever. And there you go. That way people still recognize the avatar. My original plan was to dim down the red hair. I thought, Orange Man Bad syndrome might be taking over people. But I ended up just making it brighter, which was so weird. And
was your avatar not giving you the response that you wanted?
Yeah, pretty much. Exactly.
Yeah. It sounds like to me like he bastardized John Dillard's art.
Well, no, I figured we're all comic book artists. We all appreciate, stuff. I don't know. But my thing is to keep it Dillard's art. I didn't want to change it from. I love that freaking avatar. I really do. It's. But I did want a little bit of a change.
Now, did you get Dillard's permission first before? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to start.
Lick ball. No, mine can't say that.
You licked his what?
Andrew.
Oh, Andrew.
This is a not for kids show. As long as you're not cursing, it's all right.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to change my YouTube channel to be a kids channel.
Which means it would never be viewed.
Yeah. And
I don't have a choice. It's all my Cartoon Network stuff.
So leave it exactly where it is.
I can't. Well, I mean, I don't have ads turned on. I don't know. I think I don't have a choice.
We're not there yet where they'll get you for that. That's where everybody's trying to stop them from going.
You can.
The FTC is wanting feedback. They even have places where you can go and give feedback on that.
I don't know. The email that I got is like, if you don't have it set, you could get fined like $45,000.
You really have to have it apparent that you're an adult channel.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
like-
you got to change it. Just change it to your stuff is directed to adults, not to kids, or not directed to kids.
Yeah, but right now it's just my portfolio. Like it's not necessarily not for kids. I mean, they're cartoons according to YouTube's terms of service and what they sent me. Like it's
he's right.
Kids.
That's what we're not liking about the wording terminology.
Yeah,
a matter of fact, what Andrew's doing right now could affect him.
Yep.
I'm not marking any of my videos as for kids.
The problem is it doesn't matter.
Marking. You're drawing a cartoon.
Yeah.
But that's what people are hating, because you could be drawing a cartoon with boobs. It doesn't matter. You could be, and they can do anything they want with the wording they have right now.
Yeah, that's why the gaming community is up in arms, because it's like if they do a game review and it's an adult game review, they could get fined because it's those games that's an all ages game.
If I turn on my video and I have Superman behind me and there's a screenshot of it somewhere, that can get me fined.
Yep.
It's not there yet.
But I thought as long as you put your videos, mark them as not for kids, you're all right.
No, it has to be marked not for kids and actually not be like the algorithm and reviewers have to deem it not. If you put it's not for kids and it's like some cartoon stuff, they're going to, and they don't like you, because that's what it usually comes down to. They'll smash you.
Yeah, you got to realize how much Google paid in this lawsuit. They paid millions, and the FTC went after them. This starts January. If it doesn't get changed or if they don't fix it, that part of it starts January 1st. So right now you're kind of okay. They're just running through the motions of getting everybody to change their channels over. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm not marking anything. Any of my
sounds like none of you guys know what you're talking about. What it sounds like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I'll read you the email.
Well,
riveting.
I'll link you the videos I've been watching on it too. There's a thing you can go and
the way it's worded. It's like, if they see a cartoon character or a puppet or something that could be considered for kids, they can whack you.
Yeah, freaking puppets. They could be raunchy ass puppets, and they'll get you.
How? I don't understand what they would whack you for.
Yeah, especially since you've said
marketing to kids.
Yeah, but you're not marketing to kids. You've marketed.
Neither was cigarettes. Neither was cigarettes, but they got them. You couldn't even put a camo on your pack anymore. Same thing.
If I draw a cartoon and I mark it as not for kids, they can't whack me for marketing towards kids, because I'm not.
It's intent, but the problem is it's not your intent that matters. It's what they deem as your intent.
That's why they're calling this.
Similar to what goes on in politics.
Yeah, that's why they're calling this is perhaps one of the biggest adpocalypse we've had yet.
Well,
so listen to this. Here's the made for kids versus not made for kids, right? So this is the FTC's guidance on COPA. Video is child directed, which
is this
made
short?
Yeah.
Yes. Make it short.
These are the two little bullet points from the FTC, and then I got like 5 little bullet points that YouTube was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. So the FTC was basically said, video is child oriented, like made for kids, if children are the primary audience based on the factors described below, and children are not the primary audience, but the video is still directed to children based on the factors below. That's the problem, because here are the factors. So when deciding whether or not your channel or video is made for kids, you should consider various factors, including Subject matter of the video, example, educational content for preschoolers. Whether children are your intended or actual audience for the video. So even if you don't, i.e., if you don't intend children to be your audience, but they are in the audience, you're screwed. Whether the video includes child actors or models, we don't have to worry about that. Whether the video includes characters, celebrities, or toys that appeal to children, including animated characters or cartoon figures.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
There you go.
That's
Just
you.
wiped out half of YouTube. Or
Yep. Whether the language of the video is intended for children to understand, whether the video includes activities that appeal to children, such as play acting, simple songs or games, or early education, whether the video includes songs, stories, or poems for children, any other information you may have to help determine your video's audience, like empirical evidence of the video's audience. They've determined that the age of kid is 13, under the age of 13. But
So in other words, nobody could.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal.
The next
Yeah.
South Park.
yeah,
Here's the deal. This is the best part.
exactly.
How old is a kid? Well, the age of kid in the United States is defined as anyone under the age of 13. However, the age of a kid may be higher in other countries. So consider the factors described above as appropriate given how kid is defined and applicable laws in your country, and consult legal counsel if you have questions.
What creator can afford legal counsel over some stupid videos? You know.
So we basically fall into the includes if the video includes characters select no, it's the animated stuff. What is it? Yeah, including animated characters or cartoon figures. I mean, my whole channel is Cartoon Network stuff from my portfolio, you know? So I was going to start using it for other things, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I think I'm going to have to create another channel to actually like do stuff.
That's really sad because you had like a whole bunch of viewers or subscribers.
Yeah, I know.
Well, from what I got, I know what you're saying. I read that. From what I got, I thought that was just for you to determine whether your video's that. They're not going to do it if you mark it not
No,
for kids.
it's not that. Here's the deal. It's outside people. So if I say I don't think my channel is for kids. It's my portfolio, and I can do whatever I want with it. But it's got cartoon characters in it, so someone else can come by and say it's somebody else other than you, right? It's kind of like if you cross the street, and someone says, "Well, you intended to, if you were crossing the street next to a woman and someone says, well, you were intending to grope that woman," and you're like, what are you talking about? That's not what it's somebody else has the power to deem whether or not you were doing something correctly or incorrectly.
Yeah,
right?
which the thing is, I should know my intent, not other people.
Yeah, you would think.
Well, just be glad you're living in Canada then. Does the FCC affect Canada? I don't think so.
It affects YouTube, and YouTube affects their decision because they don't want to be sued for millions of dollars like they just were, or fined, not sued. So they're doing it all because they're making you sign things that the FTC will go after you for the $42,000 fine, not them. It's a big mess once the FTC gets involved with anything.
And you only have three choices. You can either mark everything as your whole channel is not for kids. You can mark your whole channel as for kids, or you have to go into each and every video and mark them individually. Yeah. Which, people have like thousands of videos. I mean,
yeah, I have over 1,000 videos. I just decided to mark my channel not for kids.
Yeah.
I found it's the easiest way.
But
I think the only one here that might have
work that way.
The only one here that might have a kid-friendly channel is Dillard.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
My channel is exclusively for children only. You guys
what if I just
a bunch of Arrested Development adults around here?
That's what I'm saying. What if we just want some Arrested Development adults? Does that count?
That's almost 100% of my subscribership.
Where do you go to see how many videos you have?
Don't. Who cares?
Go to videos. Go into creator or whatever it is,
Yeah, I know I have a lot. I don't know how many I have.
Because the thing is, when it comes to fines and all that, you can get slapped with as many fines as you want. But when push comes to shove, collecting those fines, you're gonna have to go and talk to somebody physically, and it's not going to be an issue if you have a channel that's clearly for adults or clearly geared towards older people.
I guess we might have to pay attention to this, huh?
It's a big deal.
Damn it, government. Get out of our YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, well. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. It's already after 9, and some of us have to go to work in the morning. But I appreciate everybody coming to hang out, and I really, really appreciate all the people that came and joined the stream. You guys are fantastic, if I haven't told you that lately, and Todd. So I just appreciate everybody. And oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Evan's here. Says, I love hearing about how horrible YouTube is every 3 months, and how this time we're leaving. Well, nobody's leaving. We're not leaving. Anybody leaving?
Eventually.
Just your stream.
If people don't stop talking about adpocalypses and all this stuff, I'll just leave YouTube.
What is it? Well, hold on a second. What does it really matter? Is anybody on this stream monetized?
No.
Nope.
No. So what do we care? You know?
Well, apparently everybody in the chats of all of our channels seems to think it's 100% important, and we all need to talk about it every day.
We'll talk about it next week. I'm sure it'll be
won't
just
be
as
here.
important. Yep. All right, guys. I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. E. Michael says scammers everywhere. They are absolutely everywhere, and they don't stop calling. All right, everybody. Bye.